All right, we are now being live streamed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Paul Sugarman. I should also get us recording as well. Um, and let me just, we got one more person who's just joined us. Let me just promote them to panelists. And welcome. My name is Paul Sugarman. I'm the founder of the Instant Shakespeare Company. And today we are celebrating World Theater Day. Now, World Theater Day, March 27th. A lot of people may not know about this because, oh wait, I haven't even gotten me recording yet. Sorry. We're live streaming, but I haven't gotten recording. But thank you all for coming, and thank you for those paying attention here. And I've got one more person I'm trying to promote to panelists, the wonders of Zoom, which is trying to deal with it on a phone. While I work as a postal carrier, and I'm just taking my lunch break while from delivering my route to do this, and we have a couple more people joining us. But anyways, I just want to celebrate World Theater Day because it's not something that's really well known or well observed in the United States, because it was started in France in 1961 by the International Theater Institute, and they have on my email, I had a link to their website where they have a sort of a World Theater Day, and their goals are to promote theater and to let people know about the importance of theater. And I think theater really has such an important role to play in terms of helping us to understand other people and to have a chance to express ourselves as well. And so what any of us, thank you all who've come. And I'm just going to start off with a little speech from the chorus from Henry V, because I'd like to just sort of give everybody a chance. We also, the Instant Shakespeare Company is dedicated to the idea that Shakespeare is for everyone, and we also are really into promoting theater, and we do readings not just of Shakespeare but also of other plays which are either in the public domain or with the author's permission. For example, tonight we're going to be doing a reading of my father's play America at 7:30 on Zoom. And we've done readings of other Instant Shakespeare Company members, such as Kitty Chen and Andrew Parks. And we're always open to doing more readings and more things because theater is important. And so we want to celebrate it. And so I thank you for coming to join me to celebrate this. And so just as a way, also the Instant Shakespeare Company, we read all of Shakespeare's plays every year, and we do a lot of those readings on Zoom. And in addition to the reading of America tonight, we are doing a reading of the first part of Henry VI on Saturday at 1 p.m. And we also work with the Shaw Project, who is going to be doing a reading of The Recruiting Officer by George Farquhar on this Sunday, March 30th at 11:30 a.m. And you can always find us on Facebook and where we have more information and sign up, and I can send things. So I'm just going to start it off with something to share, and then I'll open the floor, and other people can share a piece or share some theater story that they would like. So here we go. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling sea. Then should the warlike Harry, like himself, assume the port of Mars, and at his heels, leashed in like hounds, should famine, sword, and fire crouch for employment. But pardon, gentles all, the flat, unraised spirits that have dared on this unworthy scaffold to bring forth so great an object. Can this cockpit hold the vasty fields of France, or may we cram within this wooden O the very casques that did affright the air at Agincourt. Oh, pardon. Since a crooked figure may attest in little place a million, and let us ciphers to this great account on your imaginary forces work. Suppose within the girdle of these walls are now confined two mighty monarchies, whose high upreared and abutting fronts the perilous narrow ocean parts asunder. Piece out our imperfections with your thoughts. Into 1,000 parts divide one man and make imaginary puissance. Think, when we talk of horses, that you see them printing their proud hoofs in the receiving earth. For 'tis your thoughts that now must deck our kings, carrying them here and there, jumping o'er time, turning the accomplishment of many years into an hourglass. For the which supply, admit me chorus to this history, who prologue like your humble patience pray, gently to hear, kindly to judge our play. So thank you. Thank you. And if anybody else has something they would like to contribute or say about World Theater Day, if anybody, so
Yeah,
Evan, did you have?
yeah, one of my favorite monologues is Edmund's Thou Nature monologue from King Lear, which is actually the play that got me into theater at the tender age of 5. My mother was listening to the Sir John Gielgud cassette tapes of the Sir John Gielgud BBC radio production of King Lear, and of course, being the little brat I was, I wanted to listen to whatever my mom was listening to, and I fell in love with Shakespeare from there. So, without further ado, this is Edmund's Thou Nature monologue.
Great.
Thou, nature, art my goddess.
You're off. You went off. You're off. You went off. You went dead.
Uh, can you hear me?
Yes, you just froze for a second.
Okay. Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me? For that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why, bastard, wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue? Why brand they us with baseness, with bastardy, base, who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth with a dull stale wake. Legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow. I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for the bastards.
All right. Well done. Thank you.
I have a little.
Thanks so much. There was a little. Okay, go ahead, Jackie. What you got?
Oh, I have just a little story. When I was a little kid, my mother took me to my first Broadway show, and she took me to see South Pacific. And I'll always remember it because I remember the song Ballet High, and I remember all the drums and all the trees and all the sets. And I think I fell in love with exotica. Like theater brought that to me, other countries. Although that I was a city girl, that was so exciting to me. And then as I got older, I had a boyfriend who took me to see Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward and Sweet Burger Youth. And I just like fell in love with theater, like seeing all these stories and learning about other people's lives. It wasn't like television, it was like live, you could like touch them. And I think that's what made me have a love for live theater, actually, even though I appreciated actors in movies, like I love movies and Doris Day and all that kind of stuff. But live theater was like three-dimensional. So that was my little story.
Great, thank you. Thanks so much for sharing that. It is wonderful. I mean, how theater can capture us. Um,
Watch other
I,
so thank you. That's great.
I'm happy to share something. I want to make sure. Yeah, I have low battery, but hi, I'm Marie-Christine. Thank you so much for Paul for organizing this gathering. Um, I didn't grow up with theater, except the little play we did at school, where I was always either playing the role of the naughty child eating the jam, or in the church event I was playing the Virgin Mary. So that's it. That's my experience growing up. And we didn't have movies, we didn't have TV. I was in the Alps until I was 9 years old in 1969. The only thing we had was the radio. And there was radio program where those fantastic voices were reading plays. But I think I was not grasping really, but I would love to listen to them. And one of them, they read different poems, and I don't know if you know Jacques Prévert. But Jacques Prévert is a poet, a French poet, and I'm from Switzerland. But he's someone that I heard the work read on radio, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to read Shakespeare, but I wanted to read a little piece of Jacques Prévert, and because the whole theater day started in France, I think it's a nice homage. Yeah, I have to charge my phone. Hold on. So I will be sideways. Okay, so it's Déjeuner du matin by Jacques Prévert. Il a mis le café dans la tasse. Il a mis le lait dans la tasse de café. Il a mis le sucre dans le café au lait. Avec la petite cuillère, il a tourné. Il a bu le café au lait et il a reposé la tasse sans me parler. Il a allumé une cigarette. Il a fait des ronds avec la fumée. Il a mis les cendres dans le cendrier sans me parler, sans me regarder. Il s'est levé. Il a mis son chapeau sur sa tête. Il a mis son manteau de pluie parce qu'il pleuvait et il est parti sous la pluie, sans une parole, sans me regarder. Et moi, j'ai pris ma tête dans ma main et j'ai pleuré.
Pretty.
This is from Jacques Prévert. I'm happy to send you a translation if you wish.
I had completely forgotten about that poem, and it's such a beautiful one.
Mhm,
You.
mhm.
I'll take a translation. I'm not familiar with the poet at all.
I will do a rough one, and I can send it to Paul, and he can share.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was lovely. That's great.
Thank you.
Thanks. So has anybody else got something they'd like to share, either a piece or a story about theater?
Yes, I'd like to do a piece from As You Like It. And I love this Rosalind character from the play. The character is witty and quirky in nature. She possesses a grounded intelligence, and the character is balanced. I love this. I was actually prepping for uh, an audition, and this monologue stood out for me. So I loved this from the beginning till the end. So I'd love to do this for you all.
Yeah, great. Please go ahead.
And why, I pray you, who might be your mother that you insult, exalt, and all at once o'er the wretched? What though you have no beauty? As by my faith, I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed. Must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why? What means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more in you than in the ordinary of nature's sailwork. Odds my little life. I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No, faith, proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your burgle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can entame my spirits to your worship. You foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her like foggy south puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer a man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more properer than any of her lineaments can show her. But mistress, know yourself. Down on your knees and thank heaven, fasting for a good man's love, for I must tell you friendly in your ear. Sell when you can, you are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
That was cute. You were cute. That was cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank
great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
excellent. And As You Like It is actually set in France, so another connection to France. And also, I'm from. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to. I'm back delivering mails, so I turned off my camera. And it's not easy to turn it back on. But I'm doing it from Bloomfield, New Jersey. And if people could sort of identify where they're from, I think that would be nice, since it is World Theater Day.
Oh, I'm in Tribeca, New York City, right by the World Trade Center. What up?
And I'm in Washington Heights, Upper Manhattan.
Right.
And I am in the East Village in New York.
I'm from the southern part of India in the South Asian continent, and World Theatre Day actually started 20 hours earlier here, because now the time here is 11 p.m. So yeah.
Oh, well, great. Thank you.
And I'm normally in New Jersey, but right now I'm in Rhode Island rehearsing Hamlet.
Oh, who are you playing?
I am playing Polonius and the funny gravedigger.
Oh, that's nice. What theater is this?
The Gam Theater in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'm happy to do something from Hamlet. I think I did it here once before, but why not? um, you might recognize it, but then again, you might not. To be or not to be. Aye, there's the point. To die, to sleep, is that all? Aye, all. No, to sleep, perchance to dream, aye, marry, there it goes. For in that dream of death, when we awake, and borne before an everlasting judge, from whence no passenger ever returned, the undiscovered country at whose sight the happy smile and the judicious grieve. But for this, the joyful hope of this, who'd bear the scorns and flattery of the world, scorned by the right rich, the rich cursed of the poor, the widow being oppressed, the orphan wronged, the taste of hunger, or a tyrant's reign, and thousand more calamities besides, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, when that he may his full quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would this endure? But for the hope of something after death, which puzzles the brain and doth confound the sense, which makes us rather bear those evils we have and fly to others we know not of. Aye, that. Oh, this conscience makes cowards of us all. What in the unmuzzled dog breath was that? That wasn't Hamlet, that was a defilement. I have been defiled. Just because that little froth can hold a skull, he thinks he can play Hamlet? My soul is written into that part, and I'll play the prince till I die. And after that, they better use my skull for Yorick, so I can spend eternity silently judging all else. Those pillagers of wit and charlatans of heart. Now, I'm going to have to kill that kid. First, I'm killing the hack that pirated our play. Then I'm going to kill the pimple that played my part. And just for shits and giggles, I'm killing Ophelia too. It was blasphemy, and they must be stopped. There you go.
Wonderful. How long is your run? How long is that play that you are going to present?
So we start tech tomorrow. Previews next Wednesday. Invited dress Tuesday, previews Wednesday through Sunday, and then it runs the whole month of April.
Oh, great.
Then
Break a leg.
after that, I'm doing the Scottish play in Connecticut, Shakespeare on the Sound, the whole month of May rehearsing and the whole month of June performing outdoors on the water. So that will be fun too.
Fantastic.
That was, I don't know if we lost Paul or not. That was the bad quarto version of To Be or Not to Be. I wasn't making that up. People don't often hear that bad Q1 version of To Be or Not to Be, but I think it's pretty, it's hopeful as opposed to dreadful.
Well, I thought it was from another play.
Well, so the first, I did this, the To Be or Not to Be from Q1 Hamlet, Shakespeare's play. And then I did a speech from the Book of Will where they make fun of that speech.
I like the other To Be or Not to Be better.
The second quarto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. scholars kind of think the first one was either memorial reconstruction or an edited version or just a bad version, but I find it interesting. There's phrases that are in both. And the main difference for me is the first one talks about the hope of something after death, whereas the Q2 and folio version talk about the dread and the fear of something after death. So one's a little bit more positive on what might be as opposed to nihilistic, you know.
Mhm.
I'll do a little piece of Gertrude if I remember it. There we go.
Mhm.
Yes, should I?
Sure.
Yes.
One woe doth tread upon another's heels, so fast they follow. Laertes, your sister's drowned. There is a willow grows askant a brook that shows its whole leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she come of crow flowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples. The liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids do dead men's fingers call them. There on the pendant boughs her carna wheat clamoring to hang, and envious sliver broke, and down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide and murmured like a while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes like one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element, but longer could not be to let her garments heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death, drowned, drowned. Well, that was spontaneous.
That was great. I often wonder why she didn't help. If she's there watching the whole thing happen, why didn't she just reach out her hand, pull her to shore?
Well, because those people probably at that particular time did not swim.
Mhm.
And also, there's a possibility that she received that information through someone else. It depends on your choice. She could have seen it, from high up. She could have been told by her maid what happened. It could be a transfer, it depends on how. I thought about that, and I don't think she might have called for help and nobody came quick enough to save, like a guard to save her. They weren't, a lot of them were swimmers, a lot of them didn't know how to swim.
Right.
I always interpreted it as, they put together what happened after the fact.
Well, she might have been told by a maid. She might not have witnessed it. I worked on it a couple of times where I thought might have. I decided to just take a chance and speak and see what would come up.
In our production, the director told the actress to try and deliver the speech rather than as a set famous speech, as gently and as beautifully as you can to soften the blow for Laertes.
That's an interesting idea.
Right.
I'll remember that next time.
No, I loved your energy with yours. It was very hard for you, the way it came across. It's hard to tell. Hard to. Nobody wants to be the one that has to tell somebody that their brother, their father, mother died.
You also remember you're walking into a situation where both Laertes and the king are discussing killing my son. So you have to realize, and somehow, if you're smart, well, you're performing it on a stage, you're entering a situation where you might have to intuit something. I don't know. Unfortunately, I've only played it in readings. I never played it in a performance, and I never got a chance to do that kind of entrance where you're entering into a chamber where they're discussing an assassination.
Anton, you have anything? You're the only one that hasn't gone
Okay.
yet.
Oh yeah. I've okay. Okay. I'm all right. I've I've been a theater person for a long time. I just did a solo show earlier this year. I used to take theater classes when I was younger, but I wasn't serious about it until I was in college. And I wrote my first play when I was 21. I've been trying to get it on stage since.
You're always working.
Anyway, this is a I did a production of I played Prosper in a production of The Tempest several years ago. This is the closing monologue. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardoned the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending be despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free. Thank you.
That was really nice and simple.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a tough one because of the rhyme scheme, you know.
And I like that French poem too.
Well, everybody seems to have disappeared.
Oh.
Yeah, hello. I'm just having.
When I first tuned in today, Paul told me that he was driving and zooming. So obviously it's challenging because he's in the middle of working.
Yeah, well, thank you guys all so much for doing this and for sharing. There's one attendee here who I can't. Ken, let me see if I can get him to panelist, and maybe he'll have something, and then we can wrap this up. But it's so great to hear those things and to hear the quarto of to be or not to be, and the first quarto, obviously, that's very very different from what we know. But it's great because it makes us listen to it freshly, and so thank you all for that. I'm trying to. There's one more person who showed up, but okay. So yeah, I mean, I think that I mean, theater is to be celebrated, and I thank you all for joining me to celebrate that. And as I say, the Instant Shakespeare Company, we're always happy to have new readers, and to do with the Zoom, we can have people from all over, and it's really especially thanks to Varun to give us a real sort of international coverage on this, and thank you all. And if anybody's got anything else they want to say about the theater, please feel free.
The play is the thing.
Yes, the play is the thing. Indeed. Great. Well, thank you all so much. And as I say, with the Instant Shakespeare Company, tonight we're on Zoom. We're doing a reading of my father's play, America, and on Saturday we're doing the first part of Henry VI, and On Sunday, we're doing.
I think we lost Paul.
No.
Oh, Paul's back. I
I
think.
keep jumping out and coming back, but anyways, so if anybody's got anything else they'd like to say or do.
No, just thank you very much, and
Thank you.
nice to hear everyone's
You-
words. Nice.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you all. Thank you,
You're
everyone.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Bye bye.
Nice to see you all today.
The same. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Shakespeare in here for everyone, and now I'm going to end this this session. And thanks again, everybody.
You're welcome.
Great, Anton. Thank you so much. I enjoyed that. I didn't get a chance to tell you right afterwards, but thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
Sure. Okay. See you soon. Take care.
You too.
Bye. And now I'm just going to end. All right. Bye-bye, all.